it's me again, back with another episode of Loving My Growth. I am here with my longtime nephew, Dominic Anthony, and he is going to talk to us today about life coaching, which first I'm going to tell you, if you're new to this, I usually start out with a word of the day. And then we go into our conversation, and then I end with I cover a business or a service that, hold on, I don't know if y'all can see that. A business or a service. So, today's word of the day is transformation. I'm going through transformation right now. So that is my word of the day. A thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. I'm doing a life transformation. So you have to stay tuned to see it and follow to experience it. So with that, I'm going to turn our conversation over and start with Dominic Anthony and just ask you, let us know exactly who Dominic is and what's this new venture you got going on.
Okay, well, first, my name is Dominic Anthony. I am 39 years old. I still get carded every single day, but I'm 39 years old. I hold 2 degrees, a bachelor's in criminal justice, a master's degree in leadership. I'm born and raised in San Francisco, California. What else can I say about myself? I enjoy communicating with other individuals to make them their best selves. Yes.
So that kind of leads to what this venture is that you're doing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what is this venture?
So recently I became a life coach. What prompted me to do this is more so for the past 15 years, I've had a career working with youth development. And from that perspective, I've always been a coach to a lot of, I can't even count at this point now, how many young adults and their parents who I feel like I've coached in a lot of areas for free. So one thing I've noticed about myself is what I like about life coaching is I'm not trying to actually figure out what the problem is with somebody. I'm more so trying to break down the steps to get them where they need to be. I realize that a lot of people forget the steps it takes in day-to-day life. So, or don't even understand where to start or to identify where to start at. So for me, I feel like life coaching is definitely a new need.
Okay. All right. So some people get it mixed up and they go, oh, well, I have a therapist, or, oh, you didn't go to school for that? How you are able to, call yourself that, or, So can you explain or kind of just touch on the difference between a life coach and a therapist?
Okay. I'm going to give you my definition of the difference of it, probably because it's probably more simple to understand this way. I am a certified life coach. I did take a course in a class to become a life coach, so I'm certified in that area. There's a test you have to take once you read this very, very thick booklet, and you have to, to pass like any other class. And so, with that being said, I am certified to do what I'm doing. The difference between life coaching and the therapy is a therapist is more so getting to the root of your problems and trying to have you relive certain periods of your life to have better understanding, better meaning, and to work on yourself, versus a life coach is forward movement more so.
Okay.
It's goal oriented.
Okay.
So let's say that your goal is you want to become the CEO of your company, yet you don't know the steps to get there based off of how you operate at work in the current stage. So your life coach will sit there and listen to what you're telling them and kind of guide you into a path based off of what you're saying.
Okay. I have another question that I didn't
Okay.
plan, so I'm gonna wait. Let's go ahead and keep it flowing. So how do you know if you could benefit from having a life coach? I know you just explained, the CEO, but how do I know?
Well, anyone can benefit from life coaching in any space. Let's say you might have relationship issues or whatnot, and you want to be a better person in your relationship, but you don't know what you're doing wrong necessarily, or you don't understand or you don't even know where to begin to fix the relationship problem you may have. So you come to a life coach, and the life coach is more so focused on understanding what your goal is and going from there to create a goal action plan.
Okay.
And so, again, you're telling me what you want to do. Okay. You're telling me I need help in this area. I want to get here in this area. And my job is strictly just to coach you around following these certain steps to get you where you need to be.
Okay.
I don't need to know what the problem is. Okay. I don't have to know what happened in that relationship. Okay. All I need to know is I want to fix my relationship. That's it.
All right. So do you hold them, are you also like accountability coach to where, where you make the plan, assist them with making the plan, and actually holding them accountable to staying on task and achieving those different things?
Well, that just depends on how many sessions the individual wants to go. Okay. So that's another difference when it comes to therapy and life coaching. Therapy is usually ongoing for long periods of time versus life coaching. It can honestly be a 30-minute session that you just need someone to listen to you in that moment to feed you the best advice for you or the better coaching. Okay. It might be 6 months, but it's not a long-term thing unless you want it to be.
Okay. So why are you choosing this venture? I know you kind of touched on it a little bit before, but why did you choose to do this?
I graduated from my graduate program in 2012, which was in leadership. One thing about this program, I learned a lot about myself. The program was heavily around your values, your morals, and once you have your values and your morals intact, you can pretty much do anything you want to do and know how to move in certain spaces. What I've noticed is a lot of people have dreams and goals, but they never know where to start. Or sometimes I've been in company with other individuals where I can literally hear the person crying for help in a certain area based on what they're saying, and no one else is really tuning into that person. And so for me, I'm an active listener. I'm very observant to people. And so I feel like that's one of my strong suits of why I wanted to do this, because I feel like I literally hear people crying for help in certain areas, and I'm always giving them the free advice. And so plenty of people will say, hey, Dom, you should be a therapist, but I also knew I didn't want to do that.
Right, okay. I think you kind of touched on this too. Look, you touching on everything before I can ask the question. What experience do you have that will make you a great life coach? So I know you said that you're a great listener. I know you said all that, but give me an example of something that...
I will. And honestly, it's probably a little funny, but I have been known to be like the talkative person. You can agree to that, correct?
Yes.
And the reason why I feel like people like to say I'm a talkative person is more so because I'm all about perspective. Okay. And so for things to make sense to me, I have to ask questions. I have to have better understanding of what this person is saying, or to piece the puzzle all the way together. So you can't just come out and say something to me without my mind not automatically start racing to figure out how can I read this person, how can I break this person down. So therefore, on the outside looking in, I'm always talking, but I'm talking for a reason, for a purpose, so I can know who I'm dealing with.
Right. Okay.
So I think for me, that's one of the reasons why this is a talent of mine.
Right.
People on the outside see it as a negative, but not really knowing that I don't do gossip. I never did that.
Right.
But as far as talking, I want to know who I'm dealing with.
Right. And you do it well. You do it well. So what can one expect from you as a life coach? Is there something you're specializing in, or
there's one-on-one life coaching, and again, that's open to anyone, whether it's for a relationship, whether it's for a need for just personal growth in the area, wanting to be better at your job. There's definitely educational coaching to it. Again, I spoke about being in youth development for 15 years, so I have a lot of resources and knowledge in that space, in that area. I'm probably the one of two coaches on a team that I work for that is specializing in the education piece. Again, there's career coaching. There's career coaching for the individuals who want to have help in their professional world. Okay. And it just depends on the space you want with me, honestly. You can say, I want to lose weight. I'm not really a weight coach, but I can coach you to the space to hold you accountable as your coach to get you where you need to be.
Right.
Based off, again, your need and what you want from me. Okay. So it's about just achieving your goals. I'm there to listen and help you achieve your goals.
Somebody would think life coaching, oh my God, that kind of sounds expensive. Or, and a lot of people look at that as far as therapy as well. And I don't think life coaching is covered by insurance.
Correct.
What would you say to someone if they said, oh no, life coaching is too expensive? That would be too expensive. I don't have.
Honestly, it just depends on what you're asking for. And it's not really, it can be expensive, and it also cannot be expensive. Again, a 30-minute session is not going to cost the same as a 2-hour session. You know what I mean? And you might want me as your life coach on retainer ongoing, so there's a different price there. It's not really expensive, but it also depends, again, what you want from it.
Okay. I like to think of, some people say, oh, well, this is expensive and that is expensive, but I like to think about, okay, what do you spend your money on? So if I go spend $5 on coffee every day,
adds up to your session.
7 days a week, that's $35. So maybe.
And that could be the cost of a 30-minute session. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just keeping $5 to the side, or even $10 to the side, will probably just cover a session with a life coach. Right.
And in a week, you're going to forget about that coffee that you had on Monday.
Exactly.
But having a session with a life coach could be a transformation for you, and it's like, I spent $35 on this, however many minute session, and 10 years from now, I'm going to remember that. I'm not going to remember that cup of coffee.
Right.
But I'm going to remember my experience and what I got from actually working with a life coach.
And
so I think that's important.
And it is. And I just felt like to say this. The person's coming to a life coach because you want to become your better self. And you're coming to me as I'm the person that's going to give you my best self in helping you. And so I feel like that's an even exchange right there.
So y'all got to think about that. When y'all pay that, I'm going to use the club again. I think I used it before, but I'm going to use the club again. You're going to pay $20 to get in the club. You're going to be in the club for 2-3 hours. When you go in the club, you're going to spend $10-15 on a drink, and they're about that big.
Full of ice.
And water. And because it didn't do anything, you probably gonna buy 2 of those. So that's what, $30 right there. So you just spent $50 in a 2-hour period, and might not have gotten what you went to the club to get. They might not have played your songs that you wanted to hear. You might not have met the man of your dreams or the woman of your dreams that you thought you was about to meet when you went in the club. So that's $50 you just kind of threw away. And I'm not even going to talk about how much you pay for parking, because I know you, and the gas that you spent to get there. And the money that you spent for the outfit and the shoes and all the other stuff.
That $35 haircut.
Right, exactly. So all this money you spent for this 2 hours of what you thought was going to be fun, or, you know, you could have took that money and
worked on yourself,
transformed yourself, and found that I don't need to go to the club for no 2 hours to find the man of my dreams or woman of my dreams. But so it's perspective, putting it in, you know, where sometimes we say, oh, I don't have the money for that, or I don't have the money for that. And you actually may have the money for that. It's just up to you to decide what's important, you know. So, is there anything else you can tell us about why? Do we need more life coaches, do you think?
I think so. Even a life coach needs a life coach. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, even I need a life coach.
I'm working on mine.
Okay.
I've been saying, procrastination. I've been saying for the past 4 or 5 years that that's what I wanted to do. And I actually set it up and started, and, you know, and fell short. And one of the things that stifled me in pursuing it was, how can I coach somebody when I got stuff going on, you know? And what I learned was, just because you're having difficulty doesn't mean you can't coach somebody. There's plenty of coaches, and I'm not talking life coaches, there's plenty of coaches on teams, on sports teams, work teams. There's therapists. Everybody needs someone.
Absolutely. It's easy to always give someone advice, but it's always harder to take your own. So therefore, we always need to have a coach or someone to keep us in line just the same, or an outlet, because again, we're all human, and at the end of the day, we all make the same mistakes. And even me as your coach is not claiming to be perfect in any area.
That's it.
However, what I'm still doing is giving you my best self, because I'm in tune to my client in those moments. I'm still actively listening to the need of the client and the goals that you're asking for. Again, it comes back to me as the coach saying, sometimes I have to get put in place, and I just want to tell me, hey, you know, you're not hitting these goals that you've put for yourself. Why is that? So therefore, I need a coach just the same.
And it's funny, because sometimes you say, how can I coach somebody on something if I've never been through it? How can I, you know, how can I tell somebody else how to parent if I never had kids? How can I, so it kind of goes to...
I think that goes into your active listening, right, that part, because I don't feel that necessarily you have to have a child, just to keep this as an example, to know how to deal with kids. There's different ways people are used to dealing with kids, and at they're parenting at some point. And so, even with that being said, you can still listen to what that person is saying, and then probe questions to get better understanding. Well, how does your child feel in these different areas, or whatever the case may be? Because this is what I'm hearing you tell me. Or what is the goal? Where are you trying to go with this? What do you want the outcome to be? Because now you're telling me the areas you need help in.
Mm.
So therefore, there's been some type of identification there that there's an error that you want to fix.
Mm-hmm.
Me hearing this, being actively listening, and drawing that out of you to move you forward,
mm-hmm.
You're telling me what the problem is. You're telling me how I can help you. I don't have to be a parent to know that.
Right. Okay. All right. Y'all heard it, right? Okay. As long as y'all heard it. Because a lot of people say that.
They do.
A lot of people say
they
it.
do, but it's all about accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I was a child once too.
Mm-hmm.
I had needs as a kid too.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I experienced the same thing that your child experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Or in my 15-year career span have dealt with one of those kids that I've helped in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So do I have to have kids to know how to understand a child? No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah. So I really want to stop hearing it now that he put it out there.
I put it out there. And I probably worked with your kid too.
Right.
In San Francisco.
Exactly.
Hey family, it's your girl, Revolutionary Rika. Please tune in the last day of every month for Revolutionary Rika Speaks at 6 p.m. If you miss it on my page on YouTube, Revolutionary Rika Speaks, check it out on the Dark Network, 247.com. I can't wait to see you. Come get this game.
So, how can people get in contact with you if they're interested in your services or, want to talk more?
So if interested with my services, I have to get my phone for this because I'm bad at numbers. My email address is danthony@jmeedwards.com. Once again, that's danthony@jmeedwards.com. And the contact number is area code 512. Ooh, hold on, can't see that. 997-8093. Again, the number is area code 512-997-8093.
So if you are interested, please do hit up Dominic Anthony and get on his roster. Let him help you transform. Be that transformation. Figure out what it is that you need. And I'm just all giddy inside right now. So I thank you for coming on and letting the people know, how to grow, because we loving our growth. We've grown, and we're going to share it with the people, and we're going to bring y'all along with us. With that being said, and I think I dropped it, our business of the day, I'm going to show this and then we're going to put it up on the screen, is OCAR, our community as a resource. I am a part of OCAR. We are coming. We do table building. We help you with your transformation. We try to get the resources out if you are in the community. We're working in Richmond as of now, but we are going to grow and touch other communities. We have an event coming up, so please look out for that for Black History Month. And keep following me. Follow me, follow Rika, follow Don, and you'll definitely hear more about OCAR. So with that being said, did you learn anything today? Is it beneficial to your life? If you have, you have grown. I thank you. Tune in next time. Don't know what we're going to talk about, but it's going to help you. Thank you.